Awesome. Look at these maps. Marky, I believe you have it pulled up there. We got Anubis, Vertigo, and Ancients. What do we have for the Holiday Cup? Do you have that pulled up?
Yes. So the difference in that ban was, I believe it was just the switch up of a couple of these moments. It was Dust 2 that was picked. Excuse me. Well, looking at the incorrect page here, it was that was going to go ahead and be reached into by this Fisher College team, where the previous time, Fluffy Aimers went ahead and just ripped Anubis out of the series. So Fisher College, they've certainly done their homework. They know where the weakness lies. You're on to Vertigo after this for, excuse me, a repeat of Fluffy Aimers map pick as we deal with some technical difficulties. But you finish it all off on Ancient, where it would be. We're back to the stage with Prep Bow, Alex. They're all swinging into action and wanting to make this thing probably a little bit cleaner. If they could prove a 2-0 over the Fluffy Aimers here at the top of the night of FRAG 18, Matt, that would be a hell of a way to kick off your tournament as the defending champ of FRAG.
Yeah, I thought you were talking to me because you said your tournament, but I know you meant Fisher. I love my boys, but I'll try and not be biased, but, that's very, very hard for me in the past. We know that from FRAG and other streams and whatnot, But with these guys, Fisher, unfortunately got, the bad end of the stick in terms of the advanced qualifier, losing early. I think it was actually Direct Meister. I can't remember that stack, though. So they're currently competing in main. They're still in main playoffs. They're trying to get to advance. But I think we were talking about earlier on the broadcast, we really do see this squad in ECL in a year's time, potentially even earlier. But onto the site we go. Tommy Corn able to find one, trade it out immediately. But here goes Tatum. Will the lawnmower show up? And it does. It's going to be two. But Wolfie able to answer back with two of his own. It's two of the Europeans here. Can they do it? Brent finds one. Wolfie tried to find the last. Is Kerpal trying to have a big kill here. Both players on the weaker side can't do it. But Fluffy Aimer is able to bounce back, and they're already beefing with one another very early on here.
I mean, personally, that is things you love to see when we're going to get this thing going just straight off the bat. I mean, I would like both of these teams to be at each other's throats 1-1.
Oh, I do too.
That speaks to an entertaining series. Krepau coming from Belgium. Alex coming from Sweden, right? This Refuser guy, just an offer. I believe he is coming from the Netherlands, if I am correct.
That's a why not question. I'm very bad about that. I'm so terribly sorry. But like you said, we have three Europeans. And coming on over to NA, and with tag teaming with Tommy, Corn, and Tatum, it's just excellent. But everybody following it is a bit of an eco here for Fisher, so not missing too terribly much. He's Dutch.
The Dutch player.
The Dutchman.
The offer for Fisher College could be a big one to watch here, but brought up by their IPLs, led them to this point. Alex played for the Fnatic Academy roster at one point. Donned one of the most legendary logos in Swedish Counter-Strike, but I mean, there's a lot of legendary play here, and I mean, back to what is our irregularly scheduled programming. We were supposed to see Sharks play on this stage against Revel. However, Revel did end up forfeiting that opportunity, and to acknowledge how big that is to have the opportunity to play on a stage versus a team like the Sharks is. I mean, it's incredible. And, I mean, they take the sacrifice because you know what they're playing for? Advanced spot tonight.
Yes.
Get an update on that one. Get going. They have just taken out all four of these guys, and it's slumped on the last two. Time for the next Mark Yap session. Look, there's one man that we can wonder what is going on with this Fluffy Aimers lineup. They were a little bit stagnant there, obviously competing in their online divisions with a couple of moved rosters, but Brett & Co. have been extremely exciting, and there's one reason why. It's this 18-year-old opera they have brought in, Slump. The first time I got to see this player, I know you follow some Final Form Counter-Strike yourself, Matt, however, playing with McNiff, playing with Cypress, playing with Raw, Slump against the Final Form, or excuse me, the Vibe roster in CCT Series 1, you're about to hear this right, dropped a 2.84 rating on them on Dust 2, topping with 170 ADR, absolutely slamming it down on the net against guys like Superior, which is what makes him such an exciting young player at 18 years old. Talk about a region that needs hoppers, look to this kid.
Yeah, honestly, and I was just having a discussion about like the state of NA, and I feel like the opera selection is extremely weak. There's only a handful of decent operas nowadays that can play at a higher level. But here we go. Hold on real quick. Nils able to find three real quick. Beautiful kills there. That's going to be a cleanup here from Fisher, as it's going to be a bro ace between the two. Nils and Alex. Very, very good round there. We were yapping a bit.
Nils, or we calling him Refuser?
I really should call him Refuser. I'm just reading what's there, so.
Correct.
We are Refuser. Refuser stand up. It's only why not standing up.
You know, like, I mean, but this is what we've done. I mean, you know, go ahead and take a look at Wild Card, right?
Yeah.
Take a look at a whole lot of these North American lineups. I mean, playing with an Opper.
Yeah.
You know, from not the 50 states. I mean, you know, the conversation's certainly been that we have not been lacking in power, right? But finding a way to lead them within this process has been the main goal, right? Wolfie knows that better than anybody. Led a couple different cores over a couple different organizations and has had some pretty high placings at tournaments like Fragadelphia.
Yeah, and he's one of these guys that, you know, we kind of talked about earlier, can't stay with the roster, but if he could, this guy could shine. He's just one of those individuals that has such a tough time staying with the rosters, but, you know, we'll see how he can do now, the Fluffy Abers. Him and Brett together, I feel like that's going to be a great duo, but here we go now, as it is a 4v5 round, or Propal gone, and now that's going to be another kill there. Going back and forth, 4v2 now, as it's Alex and Tad, the last two alive. Bomb could go ahead and be planted, and I believe this will be a save for the guys on Fisher. So 4 rounds here for the aimers. Fisher starting to lag behind just a little bit, but there's still obviously plenty of CS to be played, but no guns being saved here. Fluffy aimers looking pretty good so far, and you know, I actually didn't realize how young Slump was until you mentioned it. I kind of felt like he was in like the 20 crowd, but no, 18, extremely young here. And, you know, we keep talking about these young guns coming out of nowhere. Denied getting his chance on lag. And then, obviously, Lake and Jaba, two great examples as well. So seeing these young guys out of nowhere, I'm adding him to my list now, Mr. Slump.
A young Opper is something to get really excited
Yes.
about. You know, especially talking in a tournament where, I mean, we were referring to, I gotta say, it's hard to not show bias with how much I'm excited for this boss lineup being led by Cryptic.
Yeah, love him.
One of the names that is, I mean, so hopeful here in our region. But certainly the Beanstalk has placed itself on this B site. You see the stack that Fisher College have put behind that obelisk and looking for some damage with these pistols. Fluffy aimers aren't going to touch it with a 9-foot pole.
Trying to find a kill. Who's having a hard time finding anything right now on this site? The pistols, bob and weave, and he'll actually lose his life. Refuser landing a shot there, trying to find a kill now, but the damage is being done. Fluffy Aimer is having an extremely tough time getting to the site, but the slow peek there. Slump will find one. Now he's looking for more. That's going to be two. No, the pistol, no match for the op and the rifles, and Brett just walks on in, takes those kills. And there they are. Cool Common collected right now. They're up by a few rounds. Not getting too overly excited. 5-2 right now. And these guys, it's going to be a timeout.
Unfortunately, News has dropped out of the server. We're going to be getting him back here shortly. So our top matchup here within this group can really play itself out in the best stance that we know it to just be dribbled out with Matt here in Group F. I mean, this is a whole conversation when it comes to seeding. I mean, it's very fun when we have a double elimination playoff bracket, Matt. I mean, talk about, you know, the switch up of a frag format. I'm not sure I was aware that was in perfect placing. However, they were absolutely loving a lot of the business that they were bringing there. Okay, we're getting all the way set up over here. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm sorry, I've been throwing off my.
No, you're fine. The same thing happens to me. We're getting set up still. You know, we'll have this down by tomorrow. That's just how it is. But go ahead.
Look, I think when the conversation, especially about this player Slump, going to be really, really exciting because, I mean, you see there, it's against the ecos, but I don't know. I just get so excited when...
It's hard not to get excited for stuff like that because it's like, despite like the eco, right, you still have 5 guns being aimed at you. I don't care how much damage they do. That's 5 pistols, 5 people that could easily just shoot you 1 or 2 bullets each. But that second shot, I agree, was pretty insane.
Yes.
And I think we saw it earlier. I want to go back to, you know, the first game we cast. That Moto Mace, man, 3 kills, that 5-7, and they pulled out the rifle bed.
Right.
I don't know if we saw anything better than that, but, you know, the part 2 of that series, we can go back to that because we had a lot of time, I guess, right now. We're fixing some things right now on stage. With the 13-0, undone, 13-0ing map number 1. We were getting lunch, and I was like, what the hell?
It's a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, and I talked about him a little bit after the fact, too, and he's like, that was, like, just such a confident booster. Like, we're feeling great. We're so ready for it. Like, we're ready to go far. And I think he mentioned in the interview, he's like, we want to win. And, truthfully, with the way they looked, I know they dropped a map, right? But when they're moving, man, when those cylinders are firing, it's going to be extremely fun to see what these guys can go ahead and do.
Fisher College at the moment feel robbed, feel a little bit dazed, picking into what they thought was a gimme by the Fluffy Aimers, seeing Anubis kind of ripped out of, quite literally directly their previous series there in the Nouns Holiday Cash Cup that we did see play out online. Got 3 maps. It'll be very familiar when you get to the farther end of the veto where it was a very close Vertigo. It was a very close Ancient in that series. And, I got to say, get your popcorn out, but I feel a little bit troubled for Fisher College where, a big swing around on the cards here. There's no doubt about it. Check out the bank accounts if you don't believe me. But, T-side of Anubis is really all that I need to say, and Fluffy Aimers thought that Fisher College was going to be picking in and getting a fast one. They were laughing when that veto came through.
Man, it's interesting to see, too. I cannot remember the last time I've casted or watched a Vertigo. I think the Aimers are one of the few teams in ECL that actually play Vertigo, and I think that can be used to their advantage as well, because I feel like a lot of teams have been banning Anubis a lot lately, so they can kind of get away with that, moving into that Vertigo as well. So we'll see. Give me overpass back, please. I don't know how you feel about that. We can talk about that later in the middle of the round. I should have brought it up because I love that map. But 5v5, the Young Gun, Slump, and Refuser. Those are the two with the ops. We should probably keep a tally of the op v op.
Yes.
I want to do that. We didn't do that in the first game, and I was actually a little upset. I typically do that, but I'm going to say 0-0 right now when the ops are in hand between two. So we'll start here. But right now, we're starting to see the motion. The Aimers are starting to get into position now to potentially start taking some space here, and that's going to be Tatum with the initial, but that's going to be a COD timing there. Molly won't get down quick enough, but here we go. Corn able to find one. Good damage onto his second, but now look at this. News down to practically 0. He's 16 HP. It's Kapal able to take out Wolfie a 3v3. And what's good about this, everyone's on site, but now that smoke can go down. These smokes last forever. We'll see what they can go and do. Logan's Law will come into effect here, and they're going to go for this, but Alex in a great spot. We have to wait for the flash to come on in. Here we go, onto the site. Big kill here. No, he can't find it. That's Alex now down. Slump able to find one. Slump able to find 2 with the flash as well. Beautiful double kill there. The Aimers are looking fantastic on land today, Mr. Markey.
Certainly. Electric to start here off the rip. Dive straight off the block into a map where Fisher tried to pull a fast one on you. Who do you think you are? Astralis picking into Vertigo against Liquid? I don't know.
I understood that reference.
Switch up for it. I think that really a solid gain of the ground when, parallels draw up in map pools. It's, hard to make decisions like that, but they've made their bed, and we're going to see Tatum's squad laying it. I say Tatum's squad, right? I'm so used to saying that. He was a lot of the captains of many North American rosters he was on, but, the C literally blown off his chest there.
Yeah. Molly, Util, just being such a big part of this round so far. Could double kill the nades, and now it's just Alex all alone. He'll be found. No kills for Fisher, and now 7-2 here in favor of the Aimers on their T side. There's another thing we talk about. I think you might have brought it up, actually. This is Fisher's map pick as well, So
right. This
is going to be interesting to see if they're able to go ahead and bounce back here. But right now, I thought the pistol looked phenomenal. I think all but one stayed alive. And then after that, it's been like, uh-oh, Fisher, what are we doing? So let's go ahead and see. Can they go ahead and clean up the rest of this half? They got a few rounds left to maybe start bringing it back, or will they be the half 2 hero?
It could be. There was a lot of scenario where pack it up in the first half. However, I don't think Fisher College are going to try and leave anything in the bag to deal with a disadvantage like this. Jason, trying to look right over on that gap. Tatum trying to slap that one down. A slow start for the man himself, but the mid-anchor certainly getting active, and in round 10, a lot of this is going to be falling on his shoulders, but just 60 seconds have passed. Still on this one as an individual. What could be happening here? But appear out of the smoke, and Tatum is going to be let down.
this round. That's the first kill of this round. We did get some damage, but other than that, that's it. Tatum's the first one to be found. He is not having a good game at all right now. Fisher having a hard time getting things going. And Wolfie, the new kid on the block here for Fluffy Aimer, is pulling his way 8-3. We do love to see that. But Brett, the IGL, top of the leaderboard right now, 10-4. He's having a fantastic game. And even when he was on this boss roster, I loved Brett on that roster. But all good things must come to an end at times, and he moved on, and here he is leading the Fluffy Aimers.
I mean, what a story this man has had. We'll speak about it here in a moment. Alex just gets one and then goes down. IGL and IGL violence there. He does actually muscle out Brett for it. And right here, Fisher College waving the white flag. Of course they do. Corn in the position he is. Refuser holding on to the big green. I wouldn't be surprised if they sent the dogs after him right here to try and rip that out of their hands.
Yeah, honestly, that would be a move right now to start just sending what maybe you could send everybody but Slump, really. With the amount of money they got in their pockets right now, they're practically good for the rest of the half. Just send everybody but that op. Start go hunting, but you see him now. Look at the mini map. They're taking a lot. All four of them are technically hunting right now. As time starting to tick away on that op, or on that bomb, excuse me. But we'll see. In a position to potentially find one. There's one. News hunting for that other, and it's going to be Refuser. Can he stay alive? That's the question. Everyone's getting on him, and there you go. He'll be able to get one at the end there. But that'll be Fluffy Aimers finding another round. The op being saved for Fisher. That's going to be a timeout. Coach Wynot, what is Coach Wynot thinking right now? Mark, you talked to him quite a bit.
Right. Obviously, obviously we acknowledge a friend of ours, somebody that will don this mic, probably more oftentimes than not, has been developing this Fisher project with players like Frizzy, right? Brought in Tatum pretty early on for this, right? Jackson Deprive all the way back there, front office, so to speak, of Fisher. They've been pulling off some great ones. Matt, you and I have been talking about a lot in the past couple of days, what it means for this Fisher College team to be accomplishing what they are at the moment. This is a collegiate squad that, it's really a beautiful thing where the conversation becomes one collegiate roster does great. Davenport, they made it all the way to ECL, but I don't mean to part their parade at the time, but they even made it on a delegation. What was exactly happening there, sort of in the line, but Slump in line straight to Refuser's grill, and he does not get the full kill, but knocked down to 26, and Refuser will have to think about going for that one again.
Fisher College in general, just building up such a great program in every esport, truthfully, and I'm very happy to be a part of them. Whether I'm able to do, kind of just doing what I can to help them when I can, kind of situation. I do love this program. I love these guys. They do a good job running it, but we'll see it. Can this project make it through map number 1 with a win, 2-8? It's a lot of work to be done still, but it's very, very doable. As here we go, the Deagles, they're firing away. The op that was saved, able to find one. Tatum and Corn now down, and now it's Alex. It's Jason good for 3. And this is going to be Refuser and Kerpow last alive. Not too sure if they're going to be able to do it, but they're going to be able to put themselves in a good position to do it. Trying to find that wall bang, can't exactly do it. But this is a very, very tough situation now, and that's going to be a double nade, almost losing his life. The smoke does come on through. Kerpow trying to dance, can't do it. Right now, I'm not seeing the light at the end of this tunnel. He's really wanting that kill, and they almost line up for him. Able to find one, able to find the second, and now he's going to go for it. Oh my God, he's back into this. This is very doable. Jason with HP. It's going to be a 1v1, but no HP, can't do it. I don't blame him, man. That was a confident booster. I'm here for that, but the economy, actually, no, they're actually fine. That was valid going for that, truthfully.
It really was.
Yeah, he has the money, but just bought his op in full util once again, so that was a very valid go.
Correct.
It was awesome. Those was collateral.
I mean, it really was flashy from the man, and I mean, you can now understand why we were so excited about a team like Fisher College stepping on the stage, but maybe we're finding out right now that the lights are just too bright for them. Surprising with the experience that they do have beside them, even on the side that we refer to that is those of the 50 states, right? I mean, Tatum and Corn have been playing against each other in advance time and time again, and I mean, to reference the conversation of this program trying to build off of the legacy that collegiate programs are bringing into the top place of Counter-Strike right now, I mean, it helps that Corn is there. That was a big, big member of that Davenport lineup to help them accomplish that great feat. But Tatum here off the bat quickly in middle, Matt, he is going to have to put them on notice. However, it wasn't as atrocious as it would look to be. They think they're playing a long game here.
Yeah, and then it's like the pace right now. You know, Alex HP not looking too terribly great right now. But the pace needs to be set here. Fisher College needs to do something to stop this momentum for Fluffy. Now, there's only 2 more rounds here, this one and the next, in this half. So hopefully they'll be able to break it before half number 2. If not, this may be map number 1 just done and dusted. That's going to be Brett trying to find his. Slump does take out Alex. Now can IGL from above. Going to be a 4v4. This is going to be a very tough retake here, but I mean, they're still on the site, not fully off, but now I say they're fully off. Is Krapau able to find one? Or excuse me, Krapau taking on out. Slump able to find another as he's going to be hunting for a third and potentially even a fourth here. Trying to make his way onto the site, having a very tough time though, getting this bombed across. Because now here comes the flash. That's going to be that. Good play there. Coming from Refuser. Corn able to find that kill. And now Tatum able to find one. A deep nade does a little bit of damage. Now a 2v3. All of a sudden flipped in favor of Fisher. As now they need to go ahead and start accelerating onto the site. Start taking the space. And there it is. That's going to be a 1 for Fisher. As now News able to go ahead and get that trade. That's going to be a second. Guessing where he's at. He can't do it. That's Tatum. Finishing that one on up. Fisher finding the third. But the first in quite a while there.
Yeah, and they straight up had a face-off against Death. I mean, News just so dangerous behind that pillar with the scythe. Put out there 9-3, 10-2, whatever that difference might have been on a decision like that, it does not even matter. Fishing College. Fishing College. Why did I just think that was the incorrect word? Oh,
we're called the Falcons too. It's the Fisher Falcons as well.
Falcons.
Falcons.
Americans say Falcons.
Fisher Falcons.
It's the Falcons. Okay.
The Falcons.
Down 9-3 right here, but I mean, it's possible, right? I mean, God forbid you reference it to a 11-4 on train or something. Like,
oh yeah,
it's very doable here. This pistol round worth its weight in gold. However, how much value does it actually peak against the Fluffy Aimers team that could just force right into this next round and just crush your dreams with a couple of Ds?
And then once again, we got to remember this is Fisher's map pick. So going into an uncomfortable Vertigo, I'm not too sure much how they've actually played it or practiced it, but Corn trying to get this timing down. There's also a player behind him. It did not matter whatsoever. And oh no, everything's falling apart, but that's going to be 2 in favor of the Aimers, 1 in favor of Fisher. It's going to be now a 3v4. Trying to go ahead and get started here on this site. But no, can't find anything just yet. The shots are there. The dualies are out. That's going to be 1. That's going to be another down. Last live, Alex. That's going to be Jason cleaning that up. That'll be a great round here. And a team ace as well coming out of the Aimers.
Yeah, it would be a damn miracle for this to turn around. It's Vertigo up next.
Sage.
And not normally a map to where, I got to say, I mean, not a very popular one, but not normally a map that you're able to sort of steal away from your opponent, sort of picking it into you. Usually when you find a team sort of picking into a Vertigo, I can anecdotally say it's usually a Vertigo team. I just popped up some air quotes over here. However, I mean,
I did
Fluffy
mention that
Aimers
earlier,
are a team like that.
They are a Vertigo team,
Yes,
though. That's the thing. And that's why I mentioned earlier. I'm like, wow, I'm surprised they're I don't know. What is the Fisher band? I can't exactly remember. We'll get back to that. But that looks good for 2 there. Mac Daddy go Burrs. Jason able to find his. Onto the site we go. As can't find those kills, actually. But now it's a 4v3. The damage is done, though. 3 players extremely weak here. So, oh, and now a deep nade. Even weaker now for Refuser. Because we're going to have to wait here patiently. This Fluffy Aimers taking their time, clearing absolutely everything right now. As that's trying to find something, running out of ammo though. That'll be a 1-for-1 trade here. That's gonna be another one. Refuser able to find 2, and now it's Slump. Oh, they know where he's at now. All hands point towards E-Box right now. All heads point towards E-Box. And this is it. I think this is gonna be a Fisher round. I think he's gonna call it Slump, taking his MP9. They'll run away, and Fisher gonna stay alive. You know, a little bit more breathing room. They want to keep it there, keeping that little buffer in case they do end up messing up. But look at this CT spawn. Oh, no, I can't do it. Alex getting him down to 4 HP. And an A1S picked on up, an upgrade there from the MP9. Fisher still alive.
I gotta say, it's definitely a recovery from that pistol round. Probably a little bit more fat to kind of lean into if you want to kind of clip it off from the Fluffy Aimers. Just sitting with that 10. With all the fixins they can go for, you're gonna have to be very grateful to be where you sit. Premium rifle. Brett is gonna be taking one for himself. Kind of wasting his time away. But I mean, why would he need to worry about fragging, right? He picked up Slump for a reason.
Yeah, that's true. And Wolfie. Wolfie can frag on a good day.
Wolfie, not the permanent fit for this roster, just here for frag. I am correct.
Are you sure about that?
No, I'm not. That's why I said that.
Oh, no, he got fully picked up.
Yeah, well.
Dusty put it out.
Matt.
Dusty
I
put
thought
it
it
out.
was win by definitely Eminem. Here we go. Throw it over to the feedback. Wolfie, unfortunately, runs in the mop and stab right out. That is our first knife on the stage, and it's done by the man himself, Propel. It's going to be just letting him know, but now Brett is going to be facing off against all that and much, much more. Brett does get one kill, and he has picked up an M4 in the process, but just fades away like a ghost in this smoke. But I think he's just going to be left to haunt somewhere else.
Trying to find something. He wants to get some more damage in right now, but realistically, the CT economy, I'm getting the hell out of here. He's able to find one, but it's Corn and Tatum, the last two alive. Trying to cut him out, though. Here comes Tatum. See if he can go ahead and do it. Posted on up to his right. I think he's got to know he's here. I think he made a noise while strafing. I think that's what he's using right now, but he's dead to bomb anyways, and he's pretty confident he knows where he's at. Not dead to bomb, surprisingly. 9 HP. Can he find him, though? The shot's there, Brett, last second. Oh, no. That's better. Well, that's better for Brett. They really need that A1S to go ahead and maybe pull it out this round. But Fisher finding now 2 in a row, staying alive, down by 5 now. Up in the hands of Refuser. And this is going to be a very interesting CT round here. I wonder if they're going to stack here. Pistols on one site, rifle on another. We're just going to send everybody everywhere kind of thing. There's 1,000 things they can go ahead and do here, but looks like they're going to trust Brett down mid here. So this is going to be a huge pick here. If they can go ahead and take him on out here, that's the A1S gone. And it's going to just be pistols.
Dutch Demon posted up at E-Box, seeing the jump spot, sends the dogs in to try and do the dirty work, find exactly, I mean, let's be real. I mean, Krepau's sort of a detective here. However, it is Tatum that is doing some great police work outside of B. But right now, it's the bully from Belgium that's going to be put on notice. Revenge for that knife in the previous. But it's Alex to get devious. He did with the Mac 10 before. And he can just rack them all up. Let the Swede get some money. He's got that green cash. My goodness. He'll take it if anybody's just giving it away. And with the Glock out, maybe that was been made to pay. It's a 1v1. Corn, Brett, seen this one before, haven't I, Matt? But now toting it from where Brett has no clue. Gotta hunt him down somewhere.
The battle of North America right now, the American versus the American. We'll go ahead and see what they can do here, but that's definitely going to be brought up in a demo review there. Alex, why'd you do that? You could have just reloaded.
Overzealous.
Yeah, 100%, but can you imagine what could have been? But when you're down like that, it's very tough. But good news is, for Fisher fans, bomb's planted on the other side, so Brett's got to make his way on over. Flash in his pocket. Corn, on the other hand, Molly and Smoke. This is a very doable situation, especially if you can get this ring around the rosy off. They can go ahead and get these timings. It would be totally in favor of Corn here. And there's a Molly he can throw here to put it onto where he planted as well, so we'll see. Brett now going to make his way onto the site little by little, but no, he's calling it. He's going to go ahead and call it there. This is going to be a Corn round here, and we got to remember this was an eco. So Fluffy Aimer is able to do a bunch of damage here on top of keeping that A1S. So, you know, despite them losing, still a decent round here for the Aimers. A1S, 4 pistols, they find 4 kills.
Brett just got the op.
And there you go, even better. So,
yeah, yeah.
Is that actually a win for Aimers? Let's be real. That op going back and then has a slump, yeah.
I think it's less of a win. You know, it's a spark note that we're definitely going to be lighting up if it's
100%.
one that's going to jump off of the
Slump
page.
3K inbound.
However, that's like the brilliance of a guy like Brett. I mean, the quick decision making to exit right here in a stalemate to, you know, lend a bit of an advantage over to Fisher College that Brett just plans on making brief, right? Brett, a player that has had one of the most unique journeys in North America as an individual, has quite literally overcome some of the largest personal challenges a person can face. And, I mean, that's where you come to respect Brett. The fact that, I mean, had to drop out of the RMR for health complications, and his team could not go, made his way back. And, I mean, it is one of the best stories that has come out of North America in the past couple of years.
Yeah. Nice little comeback story. It's beautiful, man. Well, it would be nice to see him back towards the top once again. We're kind of already there, but we'll see. Tatum going to be able to find that first victory. News in a world of her. That'll be that. And that's going to be actually 3 dead as well on the side of the Aimers. It's just Brett and Slump alive. So, you know, op worth getting, but can they go ahead and keep it? We'll see if he can pull it off. You know, you mentioned it. That's going to be a spark note we could have talked about later, but we'll still see if he stays alive with that slump. Go ahead and keep that note open. We'll see if it still can pay off here. But Fisher going to make this now 10-7. A lot of work to bring this back, and right now, Mark, they're looking phenomenal. I don't say phenomenal. They're looking great on the T side, right? Obviously,
yeah,
still
that was,
some
very
iffy
impressive
moments, yeah.
I mean, this is looking like Fisher College. I dare say it. I mean, this is their map pick.
The one we know and
Perhaps
love.
back to scheduling. Lays within the slum. Slump finds the kill. Tatum bringing the elbow down as he goes to the back of the cake. Brett is going to make him eat it too. It is 7 for Fisher College, and it's 3 separating these two squads. But it is the same financial standing for Fluffy Aimers that was coming into round 17, except a little bit worse. It's going to have to maybe be an MP9 sort of around that bottom spell. I don't think that's worried them before. They're still going to be able to really reach in and probably do a whole lot of work here. They want to stop Fisher College
The fishermen.
as quick as they've gotten off the block here in the second half. I mean, they could get red hot, and that could be a huge concern.
Do you know what I would have appreciated there? A timeout out of the Aimers. I really think they could have talked things over. Or we just take a breather. Like, sometimes teams just need that to go ahead and just, you know, get their mind straight, you know. We saw them cool, calm, and collected earlier on the cameras, but maybe the people watching can tell us how they're looking. But for us here and now, it's me and you, we can't tell. And that's going to be Krapal flashing himself on in. Able to take, no, excuse me, he had team flashed in there. Now it's going to be a second now. Krapal finding Wolfie. Now going to be a 5v3. On the site we go. Everybody here as well except for one. So Krapal, guess what? Going to find another. That's now 3 for Mr. Krapal. And he's hunting for more. He's going to go ahead and I believe that's him wanting to push on up. No, he got pulled back, actually. They're going to start hunting. Look at this. They started this hunt extremely early. So we'll go ahead and see. Brett's in a great position to kind of be a bit of a disruptor. But, yeah, they want Slump in that op gone so bad.
Got to hunt him down. It's quite literally the same pair that was able to actually get it in the way of this last situation. Slump now going to be ringing off. And with 1/4 left on this bomb, it is Alex that is going to put the pressure on. HE right behind him, and Slump has just picked out the Swede. At game ender, it's looking like Slump is just going to be playing this today. Very close on that 4th kill. I would come to argue that those bodies are worth the pain you have just caused economically.
100%, no, yeah.
100%.
And, you know, there's the timeout I was wanting. So, you know, going back to your spark note you wanted to make earlier, we can close that one on out. We don't need that anymore. You were talking about the Brett grabbing that up.
Correct.
Wasn't impactful at all. Really. I mean, he got the kills. You know, he got some money in his pocket, right? But in the end, not able to turn around a round. Turn a round around for them. But the Fisher Falcons, they're doing great right now. The T side on a that's gonna be something we want to talk about. If we get like Alex for the interview or something, I really want to bring up like what's the mindset they have. You know, making a comeback like this is extremely difficult. And look at this, 5 rounds in a row right now.
You want to know what I want to bring up?
What?
Jeopardy.
What's Jeopardy?
Global Offensive. It's one title. This Valve video game shooter whose name refers to a type of military relation.
I'm gonna say counter-terrorist.
Bruh. Come on,
guys,
man.
Aaron Rodgers on Jeopardy. That's who I have with me on the desk. What? It was Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yes.
Yeah, see, I know it was crazy. Guys, the answer was Counter-Strike.
It was Counter-Strike.
It was.
Give me
let's
give me posting LFT in the middle of the advanced season for 500, Alex.
What player posts LFT the most in the SCA Advance?
Is it get the bag mark?
Free agent, pick him up. Yeah. Well, here we are now. Bit of a meat grinder here. Tatum able to find 2. He's looking for another here. He's checking. He's looking. He sees them. Can he find them? The default, bit of a dance. Uh-oh, that's scary, and that's not good. And now, all of a sudden, this is a very doable round. Fisher giving Fluffy Amos a rifle. That's an MP9 down. That's the good news. That Deagle go burst. Slump is good at the op as he is with that Deagle. However you want to go to say it, but it doesn't matter. Down he goes. Now going to be a 2v1. And they actually don't, they don't know where Jason's at technically, I believe. But he has an AK, so maybe they do. Because I think he picked that up with Tatum, if I recall. Can't remember. Brain go burr. But op in the hands of Refuser as normal. And Alex, the amazing IGL that he is, he can also, he's got hands. Not only does he have a brain, he's got hands. So He's walking on in here with his Glock. Go ahead and start getting that plan in. Not gonna be able to find it. That's Alex. That's another round for Fisher. 1 round away from tying this thing on up. Man, oh man, that op. I mean, if this was anybody else, I'd say Slump. Do we really need the op? Do we really need to keep investing in it if it's not working? But he's 19 for 10. No, some of those kills on tried to say that he can do it. He can do it. Yeah.
Like, I mean.
He's one of the better operators here.
I want to see, I mean, like, yeah, but, like, you know, you're playing in an event with Skadoodle, who is a major MVP, right? Like, I mean, there's a whole lot to be shown off here. Yeah. That's the whole storyline with Bragadelphia, is a regional showcase as to what 2025 is going to have in store.
Yeah.
Maybe a chapter in there for Slump, as a lot of young names in this scene have recently got this shout about trying to just phase on the way through. It is being set up by Fisher College. It's about to be the slam dunk here to the back of the site. But Slump, he is going to stay awake here at this defense. There is other maneuvers being developed here towards A. They're going to be just struck up here. Knocking on the front door is Cole. And look at how he just goes right into the site. That's a huge FRAG transfer. Now Slump is going to be up for the 1v2 clutch.
God, I love Tommy Corn, and I love whoever is observing. That was beautiful at the start there. Now here we go. On through. All he has to do is back up. It's a nice little 2v1. Dude, he's saving again. I mean, the economy calls for it, man, but these saves on CT, man, are just so brutal. How this game is played now, going from go to 2 with the just economy situation and MR12, man, it's just so much more brutal.
Yeah, and it goes back to, I mean, like, this conversation is as dead as the rotted horse's corpse,
yeah.
Right? Like, but, I mean, it's still very much well and alive on a map like Anubis, where you definitely still sit with the highest kind of lane away in terms of percentage of T rounds won, sitting around like 55 or 56. So, I mean, it certainly lays into that way. I believe we just had a bit of a chant kind of coming up there.
Let's go, Tommy?
In the crowd, but, I mean, if I was in that crowd, I would probably be, you know, cheering for Corn as well. You know, it was hard.
I think they said Tommy. I can't tell. Was it Tommy? Crowd, was it Tommy? I don't know. Yes, thank you. I love you, whoever said yes loudly. I appreciate you.
Matt, big swing around on the cards here. Fluffy Aimers, they can prompt it up and win a big one. Fisher College also up here. It's a tie game. Ladies and gentlemen, who do we think is going to be taking this? Is it the Fluffy Aimers?
Ooh.
Is it Fisher College that are going to be ending out on their map pick?
Yeah!
Crowd's certainly going to be laying in the way of the momentum here. Tatum, he's going to be going and laying to the way of Slump's AWP, but it's answered back by Corn. Just had a fiery double entry there into the B site. It's Slump. He is trying to get mischievous. What is this man playing above the plan? Corn with another there above his pay grade. This is all going to be coming down, but it's re-smoke, and they're still trying to find the cover, but you've already backed the hell out right
Look where Alex is, though. Look at where Alex is, bro. While you were saying all that, he's just making his way on in there, man. No way. And now a free bomb plant. Still kind of iffy, though. I like the positioning is great, but just how games are, just timings and whatnot. It's going to be very difficult here. We'll see. But all three of these guys coming from the same exact spot should make it easier for Fisher. And that's going to be Brett looking a bit lost, honestly, there. Here comes the smoke. Able to spot another. Trying to fight it through the smoke. MP9 able to go ahead and do it. That's Jason finding Krapal. And now it's going to be a 2v3. They got to go for it here. That's going to be Krapal. Helped by Refuser, and that'll be that. Corin able to finish out up. What a play there. I feel like we only caught half of that, of what exactly happened. There was so much chaos on that B site, and then out of nowhere, just plant. Alex is through. He's in Shrek is what I call it, unfortunately, in that back area. I think you got me calling it Shrek, actually.
Swamp.
The swamp, yeah. I don't know. I did Vivid, actually. I don't know.
My little toes down there.
Was it you?
Like, it's the beach now.
Beach is what they call it?
They probably have, like, some funny name.
Backwater. Swamp, Shrek, River, I don't freaking know. I've heard it called so many things now. Now, what the actual call out for it is, couldn't tell you, but regardless, great play developed there for
Where
Fisher.
you buy guns is...
no, not there. The cut in between there.
Yeah, okay, so it's a large catch-all. As these flashes are going to be trying to flash every position, never blinded, never going to be found here at Pizza. Besides, in a bloody, bloody spell, it is Wolfie that has held the line quite hardly, but he is going to be burned out, overbanked.
I'm not liking that. Uh-oh. All right, Refuser, it's your time to shine. 1v3 with that op. Fluffy looking to tie things back up. Fisher taking that lead just last round. Already going to lose it potentially. As we have to wait here patiently. As he's starting to peek in. Re-smoke coming on through. And this guy, I think they definitely heard him. I think there's somebody in jail that heard him scope and unscope. So they definitely know he's there. But it's a matter of, like, timing at this point. He can't get that bomb. I think this round may have been called maybe. They got so much money, I'm not sure. But then again, you don't give him up. I don't know where Slump died. But now we're just going to take our time. 36 seconds left on the clock. They have plenty of time to talk about what they want to go ahead and do, which they probably have already done it. It's been like 20 seconds since everybody's died. But here we go. Starting to peek in. He sees the bomb. Knows he's got to grab it with 25 seconds, man. It is ticking on down. I'm just not too sure what he can do. I think he's just going to try and find these exits, Marky. I'm not 100% positive, but yeah, he's going to start making his way on out of here, and that won't be that. The Aimers will go ahead and tie things back on up, as that's the meat grinder, courtesy of Wolfie. King of the pack right now. Just absolutely tearing Fisher a new one. He's hunting his prey, and right now, is it a fish or is it a falcon? Maybe a bit of both. The Fishermen Falcons. Don't know what to say.
At 11-11, this thing coming up to a great finish here, but the roaring comeback is now capped off by Fluffy Aimers, winning their first in 8 rounds. I mean, certainly the comeback that has been put on notice, but certainly dropped themselves right back in the hat here at the end of the game, where Fluffy Aimers, they want to try and reach into this series and pull out the first map. Yeah. It was Vertigo that they stood on last time to get that win over Fisher College.
Business.
Why can't they do that again? Why can't they finish it out on the stage? We talked about the lights being real bright over on the Fisher College side. I mean, Fluffy Aimers, they're feeling the heat right now.
Yeah, you know, both squads really are, truthfully. You know, it's like they were in the driver's seat for a lot of this map, Marky, and now here we are tied on up. Look at all that right at the top there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe, rounds in a row for, maybe that's 8. I don't know. My eyes don't allow me to see like that, but 8, thank you. Very hard for me to see from over here, believe it or not, but I need glasses. It's in my insurance policy. I should just glasses at this point, but I could not imagine wearing glasses, me, of all people. But, you know, joking aside, here we are. This is a big, pivotal round here for both of these squads. And oh, here we go. Can he do it? Flash coming in, don't matter. That is going to be one now down. That's news. Alex able to find a big kill there, trying to take that space. Maybe trying to get into the pocket there. I've seen that be played a lot to catch teams off guard when they're on the CT. But right now, patience is key right now for both these squads. I think News overextend, obviously biting himself in the foot, so or in the butt. But we'll see what Fluffy has in store for us on this defense.
Feeling the pressure. It's Slump and the rest of this Fluffy Aimer squad still wondering where the bell is going to be rung by Fisher in this round. That entire rotation was prompted, obviously the sway onto the other side was all from the take of the C-box position. Now we're calling upon it. Now we're looking at Tripal, but it is Slump with a close miss. Wolfie in the back lines. Another huge multi-kill round that he is putting upon this B defense. But is he at the right fence? Or is it Rhett? Where does this thing go? Fluffy Aimers, they have a new alliance here, and it's with the time. That is what they can use. That is what they can abuse. It's Fisher College just put on a poster. That was only one frag, but all the damage came down from Brett here. And Jason, with all the hard work, he dropped it up there off the support. Man, he deserves both of these kills. Korn goes down. Fluffy Aimers 2 in a row after Fisher College ripped off 8 rounds in the second half, pushing us to 24. This is all that makes things of going to overtime, or do Fluffy Aimers poetically put them down? Do they grab this first map? Do they carry on to Vertigo, where they can grow their roots into really ruling the series between these two squads and nailing the top of Group F?
Man, we'll see. I mean, we talked about it. This, out of all the group stages, it was Might versus Undone and Fisher versus the Aimers. So these would be the 2 bangers that we had in groups. And this is definitely a phenomenal matchup. It really is. 12-11 on map number 1. But now potentially the last round of map number 1. Can the Aimers do it? Or will the Falcons, led by Alex, be able to go ahead and send this thing into overtime? But right now, looking at the Arsenals, Not loving it for Fisher. However, Tech9's go burr, so did Desert Eagle. So we'll go ahead and see, obviously. But Wolfie's pretty much had this site on lock a majority of the last few rounds here. So we'll see if Bro can keep on cooking. Jason's going to help on out, and this is going to be the meat grinder. This is looking like the end here for Fisher College here on Anubis. As Alex finds one. They need to pop off. He's going to be able to find a second. Can he find the third? It's a 2v3, and that's going to be Alex down the hope there. It's all down for Powell. Can't do it. That is the Aimers finding a map here, and we will be going to Vertigo for map number 2. Fisher, that first half just wasn't in their favor whatsoever, and then that momentum was shot there in half number 2. That after those 8 rounds, it was tough for them to go ahead and bring it back. They got so many rounds in a row, but it just looks like they just ran out of steam right there. So they had a little break to prep for map number 2, which is Vertigo, but we've mentioned it multiple times here on the broadcast, Marky. We are liking the Fluffy Aimers on Vertigo, so this is looking pretty scary here for Fisher, who I don't want to say they were expecting to get to 2-0 in terms of the group play, but, they kind of were.
Yeah, certainly. I got to say that, there's got to be a recollection between both of these affairs. Either side of that coin is, not one that you would like to be on, right? The win where you come out and you can just say, guys, we whiffed on that map selection, but we know we're much better than that. At least they show the latter half of that statement. They show that they're really, really good at executing on those T sides. Caught out of position, cold. Last night they stayed up real late playing that best of 5 versus versus Northwood in the NECC championship. Ended up taking it there. However, right here it's going to be a long walk back where, in a couple of scenarios they had to have been imagining themselves walking out with an advantage in their pocket.
Yeah, right now, my man, it's just...
We just saw a monitor next to us that says, I love the casters. We all love you.
I don't know who did that, but I love you. But look, Tatum, if you can hear me, just know I love you. And you're doing fantastic, buddy. He smiled. I think he heard me. I don't know. He's on camera. I love you, Tatum. But, you see Why Not? He's pacing back there. Why Not isn't... God, I hate saying it like this because I feel like I'm going to disrespect him by saying this. He's typically not in... the hot, I don't want to say hot seat, right? He's typically here on the couch with us, right?
Why don't you go and disrespect him?
No, I don't want to disrespect him because, Why Not is a caster at heart, but he's extremely intelligent when it comes to this game. So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting seeing how he's reacting.
You want to have like a glazing, Tony segment real quick?
Nah, I can't glaze him that much.
I can.
Can you? He's brilliant.
We call him Tony, our friend Why Not. Obviously, a caster has, seen the mic here at Fragadelphia a couple of times. But it is a man that recently put together the Detonate roster that did see a couple of those CCT events that actually, you're shaking your head to me at the couch, but
no, it's lateral head shaking.
Right?
I'm like, okay, yeah, you're valid.
Lineups like players like Halen, players like Poseidon, right? Why Not is a guy that watches regions grow and sees where the real flowers come through. He picks them out and puts them in his team. Here, he had to do it internationally, right? Was responsible for bringing in Alex, right? The Belgian bully. We talented up Krepau. He did a really good job there. Was butchered right at the end. And I got to say, it's been quite the system there. I don't know about the motion coming onto Alex's chair that I just saw.
Oh my!
That might have bolstered a little bit of the public. Dude, Jesus! Tony, stop!
We got that on camera, bruh. Hey, someone do it one more time. So why not say, go back. I'm not, like I said, I don't want to go on the speaker. I love you, Why Not? Oh, you can't hear it. Oh,
God.
Oh my God! My kid's watching at home. She can't fall. Oh no, she's not watching. She's in bed. But my wife's watching. Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Anyways.
Love Why Not.
Why Not a huge member of this Fisher College core. When we were talking about Frag X Tap 2, let's talk about Frag X Tap 1. He was upon the end of that roster with the boys, right? He was hopping. And I was even acknowledging to Frizzy, who I had seen op with After Hours. I'm like, this is a damn good player, right? Tony was putting him on charge. This is a guy that did find his time and, was very excited to play, but was very excited to see his project actually see the court. And, they've done some amazing work, right? The first collegiate team to win the Fragadelphia LAN, probably a local LAN within North America. If it's blanking on me with Davenport University right now, please let me know. Obviously, he's getting the boys hyped up. A man that obviously very, very in the depths of a lot of the international spaces of Counter-Strike as well, is a guy that whose knowledge we can prompt up all day, and it makes him that much more valuable on the couch with the caster headset on, or behind the desk as a general manager of a program.
So you know it's crazy too. One thing that I can't believe we didn't mention. Do you know what Wideout's got on all of us here? The casters, the talent. You're smiling.
What's that?
An HLTV.
Oh my God!
He made playoffs at the Tap 1. It was very fun. I remember getting yelled at. He specifically told me before the event even started. He's like, if you're going to stand behind us and scream, go do it with the other team. Because it's like I think Alex was saying he's too loud. And I'm like, sorry, man. And, it was small quarters, bit tough. So now I could cheer for him and scream for them here, and they hear me echoing through the halls of this arena. But here we go. La Pistol over here. Fisher starting out on the T side. This is the Fluffy Aimers map pick. It is flipped. I was wondering why they were on T side. Thank you. Oh, am I doing this again? I don't know. Fisher on the CT side. Bringo Burr. There we go. Thank you, production. I was going to say, why the hell is Fluffy on the CT? This don't make no sense. But here we are. Oh, Corn jumping, able to spot him. Here we go. The shots are there. It's going to be Slump able to find the first. And now up we go. Ramp. I'm so happy to be casting this up. It's been a hot minute since I've done Vertigo. But Alex down to 3 HP in a dream as the shots are going to be there. We're going to see them start pushing onto the site. Corn able to find one. Looking for more as they advance now into elevator area, it seems, as they're trying to take more and more. But Wolfie and Jason find their own here. And that's going to be another for Wolfie and News as well. Aimers taking it for round number 1. And do you know what's funny? I think this is the first time I've casted Vertigo since the update. I totally forgot the elevator update was there.
Dude, where you been at, man?
Having a child.
Changing diapers,
bro.
Being a great father that,
I've played the new Vertigo like a handful of times, like 5 or 6 times. I know people hate Vertigo. Yeah. I personally like plugging on Vertigo.
So, I mean, this is maybe one of the last times we're going to see Vertigo played at a Fragadelphia event in significant. I'm obviously acknowledging 3 more days of play here. However, we got to count our lucky stars, so to speak. But are they really lucky stars, or are we let's get Overpass in there? Let's put the train in. Probably, I mean, you could see a twofer here for the first time in the history of a map poll change. But I mean, that's a whole conversation for another time. Red has been put online. Right here, they have lost Jason, but now they have located all of these pistols. Take the B site. Things are comfortable down below. Not on Brett's back. Not today. Couple of 9 mils hitting on him, and now finally finishing the job. Slump punching these digits in. Fluffy Aimers, they want to pull off to a 2-0 start.
Oh, man. Oh, wow. Look at that. Alex could be able to find a 1. They're going to start taking a lot of this space. They're going for this. They are not out of this round just yet. 4v2. They know where they're at. That's going to be trade. Now News of the Mac Daddy. Can he do it? 99 HP, and he's able to find 2. Almost finds that last. But a 10-second defuse will come on through Alex. A nice little 3K for him, and 2 for Kerpow. Another bro ace here for this side of Fisher, and you see why not fist bumping on land. They're very far away from one another. I can't exactly get up and do it. But we'll take it. Look at him. Tatum getting hyped is a good sign. It really is. I think we brought that up. We were off camera. We were talking about that. It was like Tatum is frying and in a good mood, and he's hyping and screaming. You just know it's going to be a steamroll. So, obviously, just started map number 2. It's just 2 rounds in. But Tatum in a good mood. We love to see that. 1-1 now. Going into round number 3. The buys are there. A bit all over the place here for Fluffy. But the good news is they got the AKs, and it's in the hands of News and Wolfie.
Tatum can get close to this. An MP9 in his hands, and then the Belgian boys as well. But he just looks to be bolstered in this corner. Tatum, he'll have to just wave the rest of his team to get ready for this defense as they've been pushed back off of the ramp. Still haven't led up the full site, but has to find the line. Tatum is the one that found all of that off the depth of Kerpow. They're calling a timeout figuratively. Fluffy Aimers, they wait for the bait to go.
Calling the breather, that's what it is. And now here we go, 1:10 left on the clock, and a lot of space has been taken from the Aimers. They're also able to go ahead and find a kill and all of that. So now we wait for them to try and take this site one again, and plenty of time to pull out if they want to. 58 seconds counting down now, and it looks like Looks like they're contemplating. I think they're just checking their back there, but this will end up being a sight hit here in just a few moments. Waiting to see if anybody wants to peek on out, but here goes another smoke. Re-smoking the sight, and now flash. Going to start taking the space as the shots back and forth. A little bit of damage, but no kills just yet. As now pushing through it will be Slump and Wolfie. Trying to get the kills. There it is. Bit of back and forth. Attack 9 go Burr. This could be Jason. Now Corn able to find one, able to almost find that second. And now it is a 1v3. The good news is Jason Wolfie extremely weak. Brett with attack 9 in his hand. But I think this is going to be Corn calling it here. He said, hey guys, going to save this A4 and this armor. We're going to bring it into the next round. But Tommy Corn, one of the more hyped up players in NA in general. I couldn't even say this event. It's just as a region. This man is beloved by many. And if you hate him, it's a you issue, truthfully. I love me some Tommy Corn.
I mean, handsome, great at the game. What's not to love?
Handsome.
I mean, but a guy that, I one of my first LANs that I got to go to, I actually had the chance to play with Tommy Corn. And I mean, I guess enough time has passed. Like, let's talk about it. I remember going into that LAN. It was the weekend before he actually got picked up by Davenport University, who did come to LAN with, here's a couple names. Slow-mo, right? Guys like that were donning that original core.
Bebo.
Yeah, I think they were there with Bebo as well.
Yeah.
I hope those guys are doing well. Would love to know if they were watching along. I hope they are, keep that NA spirit alive. However,
I wonder what Bebo's doing.
I mean, the fact that Korn has gone to university, I mean, there's serious life implication attached to going to a roster like this. Not one elite roster, but two, actually three. When he went to Illinois State and with the Redbirds there, that was his first trip before Davenport University, which is a huge chapter that I have missed. And I mean, probably one of, I don't know if we're keeping track of like legendary collegiate players just yet, but I mean, Tommy Corn got to be in a conversation like that with the experience and the story that he has seen.
Deep nade coming into sight now. Brett down to 2 HP. But we'll see if Tommy Corn's excellence can continue to grace us here for many years to come as he finishes his degree at Fisher College.
Yeah,
and the collegiate scene, It's
great, like a guy that's willing to come back. I know that, I'm even someone that looked to community college within my own community, and I know that that's something that he did in order to prop up his next Counter-Strike opportunity. Earlier, we referenced all of the subbing opportunities that, bolstered a emergency in the Valve rankings. However, that was just a crazy fiend. Waited and didn't know if his career was going to continue seriously in that aspect is found. Probably an even greater home than he come to imagine, but this is where he's prompted up by guys like Nils. The Dutch Demon is going to be just walking up side hall here. On the other side, it's Noose. Clear out the sight. Matt here with 25 seconds to go. They've got to find where these bulls are hiding here on the Fisher defense. Slump is going to be not putting down that bomb after that little bit of sound. But here goes Corn. He gets his bomb plan and does. Corn knowing where the second is, has to try and connect still away from the buzz, but 5-0 pulls up and slams the cuffs on him. Fluffy Aimers, they've got 3 right now and call it 2 in a row.
He had his head on swivel there. He's well aware of where all 3 of them were. As soon as that bomb plant started going, he knew where all 3 were. Or at least he had a feeling, and his feeling was right. So the Aimers keeping their lead for now, 3-1. Fisher, this will be an eco. It's Adam not having a good series right now, or a good game, excuse me. 0-4 right now. We'll see if he can get heated up here on the next buy round. But for now, this will be an eco. Will be just a chill round. We'll see if they want to do anything too terribly fancy. But they're able to go ahead and find one, actually. As now we oh my, what is happening? Well, this is good damage, to say the least. And now it's a winnable situation. Tatum, surely no! Oh, wait, he got it! Fisher gets the round!
Holy
the eco, what?
Unbelievable scenes, milliseconds to the .1. Tatum, not normally the man that is toting that crosshair, the scope on it, gets it with half a second to go. That HE just beaming in. Cool, that a dunk.
I literally was just talking about, not having a good map. He said, Matt, hold my beer. And that's exactly what happened. Oh my God,
he was shaking his head at that. That's really the only A fair reaction. I got to, in my time covering some international Counter-Strike over on the Ninjas in Pajamas Impact side, actually a coach that is looking for new work, NATO Safix, I got to bring him down for an interview, and I shook him down after a very kind of rough game that Nip had, and talking about sort of mindset to come into, like, the bizarre of the bizarre. What does a pro think when that happens? It's a bit of like a meme in North America, but he kind of said it in more words, all good regain, move on from it, right? I mean, that's what you got to do, and the Fluffy Aimer should be able to do all that. Quite a mindset that I think News has had to adopt in this last year, obviously being on the outside of some controversy, with that Perseverance lineup, and that was that player that was out on the back of that, right? I mean, that could have been a great opportunity for him. Obviously, then joined up with Fluffy Aimers after, which, I mean, great opportunity for him. Can't say he's looked back after.
A bit of that looked didn't like that. I think Brett wanted to be boosted and then ended up getting swapped there. They're gonna get caught off guard there. Great kill there coming from Fisher. As now here's Krapal. Oh no. Now this is a major crowd, they'd be oohing and awing, but for now we're gonna be very polite to the players here, crowd. And we'll see Jason in a phenomenal spot here, and I think he can go ahead and maybe get a drop on these guys. But can he? Oh, get the trade at least, but Krapal finds one. So we get the intel for Fisher. They're looking to tie things on up, obviously, but look at these guys. They're pretty spread out, from the one guy in mid and two guys on ramp. It'll be interesting to see how they want to go ahead and adapt to this round. There's 50 seconds left, so they have a lot of room to go ahead and maybe make a play here. A lot of time, make a play here, but also, the room's valid too, because look at this mid control. The timings here, they're going to be pushed back. And we'll see now. One player here in mid. This is Brett. We really should be looking at Brett versus Korn here in mid. Thank you. And then we're going to go ahead. The Korn. He senses it. I'm telling you, man. Maybe he's Spider-Man. He's got the Spidey sense. He kind of always knows, but now there's still Brett, the player to watch out for as well. As that's going to be one now down. Brett activating, finding two. Korn needs to do it. Yeah, that heavy lurk in mid. They could not just pick it up, so Brett able to punish Fisher in that regard. But now a bit of back and forth going on with these rounds, and now Fisher and an eco once again. We saw what happened last eco, just one of the crazy. It was like a play, but it was still insane that Tatum play there. He went from 0-4 to 3-5 that round somehow. So we take those. But here we are, Fluffy. They hopefully knock on wood for them. This should be a breeze, but we saw what happened last time.
That little bit of an audio cue. Krapal going to be just identified there in middle, bobs away, and they still can't find him. Here goes a bit of a tag onto Wolfie, however. They have just copped up a little bit of a here in middle. Refuser, I mean, can we be that Deagle abuser? That is what I'm wondering, right? You know what they say about some of these offers when put on a pedestal, gotta earn that big green somehow. I mean, with all but nothing, can he just pick one up? I mean, there's a couple different conversations we can have here. It's like, which Fisher College player is going to be prompted up to hit a headshot? I mean, this is just what you have to go through.
Shooting gallery, truthfully, when these Deagles are at hand. Uh-oh.
Stick around for too long. Like it, and he does go down for it.
Getting punished. Being the solo man extended, but now you're going to start seeing pieces being moved here. Brett. His favorite position here. Oh, Alex, nice. That was a weaker player. Jason now down. Brett on the lurk. Will take out Mr. Tommy Korn. And now here we go. They got to focus together here. See what they're going to find. They know Brett's been lurking here as the bomb player will come off as well. Still here in mid. Brett just got to chill, truthfully, if he just wants to find these. But you also don't want to give him this rifle. It's like a double-edged sword right now. Like, Brett's in a position to go ahead and do some damage. However, it is an eco, and you do not want to give up this AK, but we see the position that Fisher's in right now. One will be spotted, trying to find the kill. There's that. Brett activates once again, and that's going to be that. Wolfie finding the last. Mac 10, will it be dropped? It is. The AK picked up. Good round there from the aimers. A lot of damage there for Fisher. Able to get some bonus money in that pocket, but once again, not enough. So a double eco here, Markey. No bueno here from Fisher.
Definitely not. And I mean, I speak anecdotally about it, but with the I mean, what reason you want me to stand on? The previous series won by Fisher in such fashion. The fact that you come off of a map win like that, where you know Fisher College can peek into the end of this series, especially where we lie. But look at where all the bodies just go to die here at the bottom of B. Beautifully done by Brett and Co. Krabal will try and find this one on the way through. But in the perfect place, at the perfect time, they peek into Vertigo. And, I mean, I don't know how you really kind of feel about this map, but the statistics say that it's balanced. I say when you get a team kind of in that position to control their own fate, controlling their way to a 2-0 is the way they want to pull off. And, I mean, really getting off on a good streak here. 3 of the last 4.
Man, I'm nervous right now. You know, you say it's a bit of a 50-50 match. Uh-oh, leave me an Aiden spot. We'll come back to that later. That'll be a tool saved for later or whatever the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse thing is. I'll probably get that down by the time next land comes. Oh, here we go. Deep nade. Some damage there on the Brett. Brett's been eating util like Cookie Monster today.
Okay.
He's able to find one. Checking the PC. Empowered PCs. This is what it does. You think he's cheating, but it's just these PCs, man. I swear. But here we are.
Yeah, that's going to be an easy position to light out.
Brett's reading these guys like a book, right?
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, well,
wait, no.
Boy, util damage to Brett. Getting, that's an oofers, but now a 3v3. So now this is all of a sudden very doable here for the Falcons. He's now pushing through, trying to light it up, and he does. That's some good damage. No kill there onto Wolfie. But this is a great setup here. There's one. Krapal taking out Slump. Wolfie being down to 32 HP, extremely doable. These guys going to go back-to-back practically. Tatum, oh, here we go. Through the smoke. Can't find the first, but able to find one. And now the intel on the Wolfie. Is it there? It's there, and they'll find it, and that defuse. That'll be Fisher finding yet another one. I believe, if I remember the audio cue, he's perfectly fine. It's always scary when they don't have a kit, man. Sometimes you just don't know, but... Oh, man. Fisher. 3 rounds to their name. A Zeus picked up. I wonder who had that originally. That seems like a Wolfie thing.
Probably. Fisher win by the skin of their teeth. The smallest margin of victory that you could call over for the Falcons of Fisher. The reason we say that, I mean, pulled over one player. I mean, boatloads of cash on the side of Fluffy Aimers, who are now reaching the end of their check. So we are going to see if they're going to have to call for a loan. I would think they would be denied in round 11 if that financial situation does come to a crux. But we'll see what flux does come about. This initial A-ramp precision to those smokes, giving a little bit of contact. And, I mean, that's been the star of the show. What's really cooking under the belt?
Oh, man. Boost probably won't be too terribly... wait, hold on. I don't want to speak too soon because I see Tommy Corn creep. And I think I read that. We heard the shots go off on that A-fork, so Corn definitely seeing that one. So we know 2 guys are here downstairs, and Brett's been a mid monster so far this game. So, and he's going to see that. Tatum caught off guard, can't do it, but there it is. Brett caught off guard. Now I could be able to pick up that rifle there in mid, so Alex stuck with that MP9, going to be a 4v4. But he does have the time to go pick it up. Obviously, he doesn't see that, but we do. So at the time, oh, he does pick up an AK, excuse me. So now here we are. I want to mention this because I see it right now. Brett with a 125 ADR, 13-6. He's having a phenomenal game right now here on Vertigo. But now here we go. The rotations coming through. That's going to be Slump able to go ahead and find one as they go to go and make their way up the ramp here. It's going to be Alex, I believe, the only man here to try and stop him in this 3v4. He can find one and some damage, deny a plant, deny anything. He's getting this high ground. Calm Obi-Wan once again. As he's looking, he's kind of looking around. He kind of feels for it, and he does, but that's going to be Slump and News finding one each. So Alex able to take out Jason, and that's going to be that for Corn. Can't do it. That'll be the Aimers finding their 7th, and they're looking good. They're feeling confident, not seeing cool, calm, and collected. I'm not seeing anybody break right now, so they're focused. They know what this matchup kind of means, whether they want to, admit it or not, or say they care about this matchup. This is like, it's a revenge match. We got to remember that. Grudge match, everything like that, man.
You see Brett's body language there speaking in the middle of the huddle. You could say like a seasoned QB, like a guy just doesn't look phased. Like a leadership position always looks that much more enticing when, I mean, it just looks so natural to a guy. And, I mean, it has come so easy for him. The beginning of these have not been a Fragadelphia legacy. Is definitely one that Brett has put up. A 3-time Fragadelphia Denver champion, of course, winning at Laundersland as well. This is a guy who has taken some at a couple of these local NA lands. Another B site out for the taking, up for keeps, I suppose. For College should not be let back in.
Yeah, I think the site is shut down. Core needs to stay alive no matter what. We'll see what can go ahead and happen here. But Fisher going to maybe try and find 1 or 2 exits, get some more rifles in their hands. But this is a tough scenario. It just, I'm not liking it. I'm scared. As a Fisher fan, as a Fisher Falcon myself, I am not feeling it, Mr. Krabs. Marky, what are these faces for? What's going on? What are these faces for?
I mean, this is just a very sad beatdown. You know, you can really kind of feel it crawling one way in the server. Here comes the Murder down below. Fluffy Gamers now just going to be putting them on notice. So Tatum gets in. Can he steal the gun? No, he cannot.
Womp womp.
Unlucky, I would say, with probably just one more millisecond to get back in. I mean, with Vertigo already kind of coming up to probably our expectations here.
Yeah.
Gamers probably, I mean,
you know what's going to stink, though?
with all their emotions.
You know, this is kind of similar to what we saw map number 1.
Yeah.
So could you imagine we see 8 rounds in a row for Fisher just for them to lose again? Mike has
a
to
lot less
cursing.
likely in a map like
Oh,
this.
yeah, but
real,
could you imagine?
They certainly have the whisk dance.
They're consistent.
Tatum going to be up in this conversation early. Overzealous to try a position like that. 3 frags fall the way of Fluffy Embers in the first 30 seconds here as they just pry open the doors on the A site. Little do they know what's waiting in the wings. Little do they know what's waiting for the swing. Alex with a huge flash out of there. But what we were referring to, the ladder positioning into this is going to be taken advantage of. But audio cue is given over. You've got to know something is up.
Oh. That camera threw me off. I really thought that was somebody swinging him in mid. I didn't catch it right off the rip, but Brett, the mid monster. I'm going to keep saying that, man. He's so phenomenal here, and that's going to be another one for Brett. Now 15-7, looking to make it 16, and he will. A phenomenal half here coming out of the Aimers. Man, it's just Brett's on a tear. You know, I think it was Wolfie who popped off quite a bit. He's pulling his weight. I think he's 11-8 right now is what I'm seeing. But right now, Brett is the guy we're just kind of looking at right now. He's having just such a phenomenal game. He's an IGL too. I love seeing that personally. I think we probably brought this up multiple times. An IGL that knows how to shoot is freaking phenomenal. And what's lucky is that Alex, you know, this is a bad time to mention it, but Alex is a really good aimer himself. We saw it in map number 1 a little bit. But he's 10-11. He's doing what he can. It's just getting things going for Fisher right now has been such a struggle. But here we are on the pistol here, Marky. We see the dualies in the hands of Jason on the side of the aimers. And the Falcons, they're making their way up ramp here.
Here's the contact, and I mean, a whole lot done to Brett, who just showed an elbow there, stabbed off to 27 health, and now Fisher College, they set up shop, but really with all of it to come down, it's like the freeze time we feel with these nades coming over, and now the real round starts as the execute is up on A, and Slup just tries to let them into the funnel there, but he is just washed out. Rapal, bomb down, and now Tatum to get his hands dirty, but he is actually going to be removed in that instance.
One by one they fall. Fisher, there it is, not giving it up just yet. That's going to be pistol in favor of them. And right now, you hear the energy too. That's what's good. They're not out just yet, and the vibes are up. And we do need it, you know. I've been kind of in agreement with you, despite me, you know, being a huge Falcons fan, Fisher Falcons fan. This is going to be that one map where I would have been like, yeah, the Aimers are going to win it, right? And you mentioned it, how like they kind of did need to win map number 1 to see a 3, because I think we both thought this was going 3 maps. But well, you never know.
I think that's because we both assumed that the vetoes would go normally. I think
yeah,
Fisher
that's
take
true.
A risk and
yeah.
Unfortunately, kind of end up in the water so far from the green, right? And they end up right now with a couple more strokes than they wish to have.
Yeah. I mean, I'm stressing though, Kate. That's what's hard about this. Well, we'll see. Plenty of Counter-Strike to be played here for both of these teams.
I'm not a believer. I'll just go ahead and say it.
I don't blame you.
I'm right there with you.
I'm scared.
What does this crowd think, though? Do we think Fisher College is going to come alive here in Vertigo, or what? No? No? There is no place for it. All right, you guys can come on my side of the line and join the hater club. I mean, here we all are. It seems like the public opinion is certainly dried up.
Hater the bag mark.
Or maybe they're just tired. I really prefer it to be like the first release.
Well, get some crowd work in tomorrow. That was exciting in map number 1. We got some good crowd work in map number 1 or game number 1 too. That was fun.
I tried.
No, you're good. It's late. We got you tomorrow. We're gonna get plenty of crowd work out of you tomorrow. I love it. Yeah, I love working with the crowd. It's always fun. But we'll bring it back to the game now. As the Falcons lose Tatum And the Aimers do learn, they lose Jason. I dare say Jason Derulo. But we'll see. 4v4. Mac Daddy in the hands of Brett. Everybody else with pistols. So Fisher, this should be their round, but may have spoken a bit too soon as here we go onto the other site. You see him. Molly not going to get in the way. Taking that space is great, but Wolfie able to get that trade. This man's a demon on pistols, man. He always has been, especially with that Deagle, the Deagle demon. Wolfie will find another, and that's going to be news. That's going to be that. 10 for Fluffy. Only needing 3 more. Oh, Wolfie, don't do it. You'd get fined in Valorant. And actually, you would get forfeited in Women's R6. More drama on that later. That was interesting. Shout out Lycus, by the way. He's probably not watching, but shout out to the Lycus owners and the rest of the crew for doing esports right. That's a whole bit another drama. Sorry, it irritated me when I read all that.
Ask you about that.
Long story short, a female team got forfeited for teabagging in a semifinal. We live in a world. That's the long story short, but, you know.
Interesting.
I know, right? Aimers, 3 rounds away from securing the 2-0.
That's why we took their gun charms from it. We knew those Siege gamers could manage it well themselves.
Can't have shit in Rainbow Six. You call it Detroit.
Tech9's trying to march on the way through, just like they smacked around by News, who has just put them on the noose. They're going to be hanging from this B ramp. Unbelievable scenes. And Krapau is going to be hanging around himself up towards this Fisher A ramp, which that is the only piece of real estate with their name on it.
The meat grinder that is News. He is the butcher, and he's here for the slaughter. As the Aimers will find their 11th. Looking to close things on out in a 2-0 fashion and make it into the higher seed in playoffs. Is now plenty of money getting put in the bank for most of these guys. Now Fisher, not a good situation whatsoever. As now their backs against the wall. They're going to elect him to save. They're going to try and go for this OT push, or maybe just win it here. You know, we've seen them win the silly ecos before. Can they keep it going? That's the question. But right now, I see just that spark, that light in their eyes dwindling away right now from both us and the crowd. For the Fisher believers, it's starting to look darker and darker as the night goes on. And now here they are, posted up together as a squad. Can they take out Brett, the mid-demon?
First, gotta get that slump. And News, we're just going to be letting you know that none of it was fake. That's going to be in the newspapers. First print, Fluffy Aimers 2-0 over Fisher College. I would say, get them warm. Start them going.
Yes.
Get these out to them all the way. I mean, this is definitely going to be noteworthy. In this fashion, especially in the second map. I mean, this is their map pick, but this is a huge improvement off of the 13-11 that they had in the online series. Yeah,
and you know, I'm not too sure. I don't think Wolfie was on that roster for the Aimers as well. So it's interesting to see that one adjustment they made. Is that the world? I mean, don't get me wrong, Wolfie, when he's firing all cylinders, he is impressive. He's 14-7 right now. But here we are back in the game here in mid. Tatum going to be ticked down to 34 as we wait for the boys on Fisher to make a move. So for now, we wait patiently for both these squads to do something about it. It's Brett trying to find something here in the smoke. The smoke now gone. Krapau wants to make a move here. The Molly's now down. Can he find the kill? He will. That's Brett, one of the heavy hitters, now down. But News is also 28. That's going to be another player we want to go ahead and find here if you're a Fisher fan. Now they're taking their time, pacing it slowly. Still minute 5 left here on the clock. They have the man advantage right now. They still just push up little by little, and look at this boost. Can they go ahead and find a kill here? Oh, they might be able to. Oh, it's getting there. The O's in the crowd should be there, but no, we're not going to see it. I think it's going to fall off, and that'll be finding the head. Yeah, not going to be good there for the Falcons.
Trying to get creative on 12. I got to say, in this 3 versus 4, it's looking unlikely. Throw it back to their leader. Throw it back to the man that came in with a game plan against Fluffy Aimers that had them in on notice. Tatum gets that kill. The lurk in middle does pay off, and the Fisher Falcons are going to be right on notice to this B side. And Jason going to be on a huge flank, but about to be put into the bank right here. Slump, 1 versus 3. The 18-year-old Opera on the block. He's had some crazy plays with the AK tonight, but the Falcons are not done on Vertigo. They've got to fifth.
Is this the second life they need? Fluffy Gamers only need a defuse or 5 kills to go ahead and end this series and solidify their 2-0 here in the group stage. Philadelphia 18 guys, should I don't know, Marky. I don't want to be that guy, but, you know, map 3 is still technically, you know, in the cards, but it is looking rough. We've mentioned that 1,000 times.
You know, an ancient that would open this thing right back up, which,
yeah.
I mean, you know, you really examine the veto, not an Anubis that you're used to having Fisher College be sort of let down with a risk taken like that, but I mean, the reward was just so juicy. Rip out right into smoke, just gonna be taken out by Brett there, and that is a huge lay into the way, but how have they let Tatum get away with this again, all the way up in middle? It is Slump that dots him with the pen, and now you're gonna be looking. You're gonna be cooking somewhere else. It's gonna have to be towards B. All of the information collected, your head is gonna be put down, and the blade is coming down with it.
Wow.
Wolfie has that on the handle, or maybe Brett does that. He's
And
about to come in, but yeah, right. There was a reason that this Slump man was picked up to the Fluffy Aimers roster. Dropped a 2.32 on Vibe in CCT NA Series 1 on Final Form. Put everybody in the region on notice as the youngest toted upper, the most promising to come. And Brett said, oh, this guy's up for debate. This guy's up for pickup. Come to my side of the fence. Let's win some games.
It was